Welcome to Hot Takes Unless You Agree. I'm Anton.
And I'm Alex.
Let's dig into this week. We've had some fun games. We had some international games, some cool matchups, some redemption games, some reverse the redemption games. I'll let you start.
Yeah, it was a good week of football. Starting with that Thursday night game we had Cardinals and the Seahawks, good divisional game. It wasn't like a super close game in terms of watching it, but the scoreboard, it ended up pretty close. The Cardinals had an attempt at a decent comeback there at the end. It was a crazy fall and then the rise of Marvin Harrison. Previous week he had some drop touchdowns, and then this week, first half he did have some more drop passes. For a guy his pedigree, Ohio State first round wide receiver.
Yeah,
It's really surprising to see these struggles he's having, especially, his dad is Marvin Harrison Sr., NFL legend. But in the second half, he caught a touchdown, caught some big pit plays to lead their comeback. But like I said,
he cried when he scored, or like it looked like he was.
He did.
That's big,
like a little prayer almost.
Yeah,
that's why these NFL games are so cool because they're, it's just play by play, week to week. You could say that with most sports, but. You saw his fall and then redemption in the game. That's why he had that moment. His teammates were kind of hyping him up too.
Football has always been one of those like streaky kind of things. You can always, whether it's a whole team or a player, quarterbacks always say the picks come in bunches. Yeah. You can watch it. You can literally watch one bad interception and you're in a losing position as a quarterback. You're gonna throw a couple more. How many times have quarterbacks thrown 3 picks? Geno Smith.
Yeah.
So just it's you as a team you get going, but it's also if you are cold, you're gonna stay cold, which is why I thought Justin Herbert and the Chargers were gonna dominate. But
yeah, we had them as for sure contenders in our pretender-contender series we had a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Another crazy game. It was just Giants came out, punched them in the face, and then playing with the lead, the Giants kind of DNs, Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, and Burns just kind of pinned their ears back and had to just rush the passer.
It's cool to see the Brian Burns Spider-Man celebration again.
Yeah, it really didn't help. Joe Alt went down kind of beginning of the game after Slater, their other tackle, was out for the season. Just that MetLife turf, man. It caught Neighbors as well. Yeah. R.I.P. Neighbors, torn ACL. They confirmed out for the season. Kind of like one of the only bright spots in that offense. I guess you could say Scatterbo's coming on now, but Neighbors was the guy.
Maybe Dart. We'll see. Dart plays kind of like an idiot, in my opinion.
He's a rookie. Kind of watching it reminded me of rookie Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. They had the same play caller and Dable, so it's not like outrageous to say. But yeah, they had him run a lot, which I think is good. But I feel like once they get more tape on him, they'll kind of shut those running lanes down. Yeah,
those linebackers, get some spies in there, some harder hits. I mean, he got hit, but he runs low. He runs like an athlete. I'll be honest. When he goes down, he's what, like 6'5". He's a big guy.
Big dude.
If he was running like real low,
it's not like Josh Allen big or anything, but he's a solid dude.
Yeah,
like Herbert stature.
Yeah. Slim Reaper.
But yeah, he definitely took maybe too many hits that game. If he doesn't learn a little bit better,
yeah, he might be paying for that.
Might get kind of injured later on, but he didn't this game.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy for the Chargers. You can also like watching that game. I did pay attention after the Madison Beer thing where Dart posted that thing. I'm like, maybe the team rallies. I mean, if Herbert's not going to be able to they're not going to ball on offense. Defense is going to put some extra hits on him, and they kind of did some plays you could watch like. Maybe I was just a little bit more locked in on watching the defense, like post tackle, like shoving him into the ground type of thing, like how hard they were dipping into the tackles, things like that. So I thought maybe they would rally. I don't know, but they just didn't.
Yeah, I had Chargers spread. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was like 8.5. So I was pretty pissed. It did look like at points the Chargers were gonna make a comeback. Like Quinn Johnson was making some crazy catches. Shout out Quinn Johnson, the revival as well, carrying one of my fantasy teams. But yeah, they just couldn't put it all together. No team's gonna go undefeated, so not really too worried about the Chargers. But definitely a bad look, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what they're gonna do moving on. But
Yeah, I know Joe Alt. They said he should be back at some point this season. But yeah, these next couple weeks might be kind of rough in the running game.
that's the guy that's like Control Alt Delete, right?
Yeah, he's a beast. He was a rookie last year. He's just like massive human being.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had that international game Anton mentioned. I had to close the bar the previous night. Got off at 3:30, so I didn't think that I was gonna wake up in time for the 9:30, which I didn't.
It's crazy of you if that got caught.
But I woke up. I had Jordan Mason in a couple leagues. Woke up expecting him. I thought the Vikings were going to control the game with the run game, pass to Jefferson when they need to. But no, when I woke up at halftime, it was like 21-3 or 21-10. Vikings were losing. Steelers were up. So DK had that 80-yard touchdown on the slant. Kind of prime DK, just running after the catch.
Out of the slot. Way more efficient out of the slot. He actually performed.
Yeah, and then Gainwell almost had 40 fantasy points because Jalen Warren was a surprise inactive kind of morning of.
Yeah.
I know Steelers are on a bye this week, so we won't get to see them. But I believe they're 3-1. Kind of crazy to think about, especially because Steelers they've always had kind of journeymen. Russ last year, Rudolph, et cetera, et cetera. But it's kind of surprising because they never really have good rosters per se. But Tomlin always puts the pieces together. He's just a leader of men kind of coach.
They get enough guys they get enough like playmakers, let's say. And that's all you need. Just like one or two offense, defense, leaders, and then you lead them.
Yeah, so I think Mason ended up with 10 fantasy points. Solid, but not what I was expecting. Wentz just looks like garbage.
We got sacked like every play. I remember I woke up and saw a tiny bit of the game, and it just looked like he was just getting dominated.
That was kind of his problem before he was a backup too. Just kind of holds the ball too long. T.J. Watt was kind of having a rough season rushing the passer. He's always been a good run defender, but last game you kind of saw him.
Got a pick.
Yeah. Or did he?
Yeah. Or a fumble. No, it was a tip ball. I think he caught. I think.
Yeah.
I should check it before I say it, but he definitely got a turnover. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's kind of he did have interception.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, and a sack. So good all around game from him. Kind of bounce back effort. There is like a series I've seen this guy on Twitter do every time someone plays the Steelers. They show like the running lanes, like which route the running back took. And he's always, from the offense perspective, he's always lined up on the right. And it's funny, like every Jordan Mason run was to the left side. Yeah. Because they can't. He's just so good. Yeah. He used to be overrated, but now I think he's kind of underrated. Watt. Just how the pendulum swings. He's not that as good as like a guy like Garrett, but he's still top tier.
He's just an athlete. I feel like if he wasn't as good as he is at like a 3-point stance kind of on the line, he would be a decent linebacker, kind of like a Fred Warner. He gives me the exact same like running energy, like the pursuit and like just kind of going down the line, like making the reads. But I think it's just a matter of like his ability to float. I don't think he just has that. He can't go out there and be like a spy. But I think he has like the skill set to be like a linebacker. Yeah.
Kind of moving on, Lions, Browns this past week as well. Browns were coming off the Packers debut, so I wasn't sure what to expect. Well, they got stomped. Lions are just in full swing. After that week 1 loss, I guess they're pretty fired up. I think they lead the NFL in points now. If not, then they're top 3 in total points.
Not surprising. You have so many weapons.
Yeah. No one knew what it was going to be like when Ben Johnson left, but it seems like, he left the playbook behind because they're still kind of running those trick plays and kind of wacky plays, scoring 40 every game. Judkins, he looked really good, even though that they were kind of down the whole game. He still scored, had a few good runs and catches. The big news out of the Browns was they benched Joe Flacco. I think we kind of thought it would happen after the Packers game, but we were off a week. Dylan Gabriel's coming out starting. I wasn't a huge fan of his in the draft. He's kind of like a smaller quarterback, kind of similar to Tua.
Was he Oklahoma?
Yeah. Yeah, he's smaller, but he's right-handed, basically right-handed too. It was my comparison. They do have some weapons in Cleveland, like Judy. Tillman's hurt, but they got Isaiah Bond, who's a rookie, and Judkins, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how it's going to look this next week. I wouldn't bet on a good performance. Do we have who they're playing?
No.
They play the Vikings in London.
Yeah.
So Vikings got a good pass rush and overseas.
But the thing is, the Vikings are back-to-back weeks. They stayed.
That's a weird NFL scheduling thing. I would be pissed if I was the Vikings and had to do that.
Listen, you're pissed about the first game because you got to fly all the way there. And, I mean, obviously there's a time difference and everything. But it is, if you're going to do it anyway, and if like the best scenario is the team stays a week in London. You can't do that because if you have like if Sunday game, 1 day recovery, you're going to fly and it defeats the purpose. Yeah. They get a full week in the same time zone in the same area, essentially. I mean, it's the UK.
Yeah, they do have a bye, the Vikings, after this week. So it gives them a solid week to recuperate, get used to, being back in the USA, time zone different, et cetera. But yeah, that's a tough one.
It's stupid, but it's the best way to do it.
I know Roger Goodell, I believe it was this week or the week before, he said he wants to do an international game every week in the future. Logistically, sounds tough. I know they do it. I think they do it like maybe 7 weeks, 6 weeks. So they would just double, almost triple the amount of games over there.
I don't know. I don't know if it's not worth it. Nobody.
He was mentioning like the possibility of having overseas teams because he was like, what's the difference from flying from New York to San Francisco versus New York to London? I'm like, it's 3 hours difference in the flight. So that's still a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But it's like they're all about the money. So if
the bigger the market, the more money. I mean, I get it, but it's stupid. I'm
sure
the players would never.
The players, they would have to get something back in like the collective bargaining agreement. Maybe they would do like a second bye week or.
Yeah, that would make sense. You get a normal and you get one overseas or something in between.
Yeah, like you have your normal bye week, and then after you play overseas, you have your next one. Yeah. I don't know.
Or before would be better. You get acclimated.
Yeah, it'd be they would have to do something like if you play overseas, you have to have a bye week buffer. Actually, that doesn't sound that bad. No, but I'm sure the players there would have to be some more give and take.
Yeah, there's no home field at that point, no home games.
But the games count as your home games for a certain team, so you lose a home game in your stadium. Because I remember that happened with the Bills one year. It was counted as their home game in London, which is kind of horseshit. But
no.
Moving on, we had another shitty Panthers performance. I think it was like 42-7 or something like that. Pretty
super sick. That was really fun to watch, dude.
It was Panthers came out and scored right away first drive. So you thought it's 42-13. So Panthers scored at the very end. You thought the Panthers might have something going. I was an idiot. 5.5 plus Panthers better. Because I thought 30-0 the previous week. Maybe they figured some things out. Patriots, they always play pretty close games.
Yeah, honestly.
So I convinced myself, unfortunately. So I was raging at that one too.
Here, let me so with last week, was it the Packers analysis that had, or at least my opinion analysis. Panthers, their first drive, if you watched it, it was I think 3 different tight ends got the ball.
Trumbull scored at that first drive.
That is with like Sanders missing. It was like easy. It was like run, Chuba 5 yards, tight end first down. Chuba 3, 4, 5 yards, tight end first down. Just going down the field, easy out routes, curl routes, like 10-yard outs max. Nothing crazy. Maybe dump off to the running back. Literally after that drive, they came back on the field, and it's like they just forgot. It was just the exact same thing of like you catch rhythm. Your quarterback, Bryce looked good their first drive. They came down the field like it was just, why would you pull away from that? And I understand there were some like times where receivers were maybe open. Maybe the plays take a while to develop. Why would you do that if you already know that style doesn't work for you, especially the Panthers? Like that's been my complaint with the Panthers for the longest time, is like they just refuse to play like Bryce is not average or below average. Like, and the offensive line can't protect him. He can't see. Half of his passes down the field got swatted down because he can't see. The defense knows he can't see. Just cover the middle. Get all your big guys in the middle. Just put their hands up. Honestly, I'll start with my hot take here. Canales is doing something I think that might pay off for him down the line. We need to step back. This game that's coming up, I'm gonna
play the Dolphins. I'm
gonna watch and see like what the play calling is like on like when they start to burn. You know, if they're not playing the way that I said they should be playing, like very conservative, easy football. I think what he's doing is he's showing that he can develop Bryce or like allow him to play, but then he's just like sending out these crazy packages, sending out like the route combinations. I'm sure are probably very good. I'm sure it's just like the talent on the Panthers can't keep up. And at this point, I think he knows he's going to lose his job because I don't think anybody wants him to be the coach anymore. I think it's more of like he's building a resume. For the guys that are going to be scouting offensive coordinators down the line.
Yeah, this is his first head coaching job. He only was an offensive coordinator for, I believe, 1 year in Tampa before he took the Panthers job. And, yeah, it's not like the Patriots are a good team whatsoever. No. Both teams were 1-2 going into this game. Patriots had lost to the Raiders week 1. They lost to the Steelers the previous week. All their games had been within one possession as well. And just to lose by 29 points, they had a punt return, the Patriots did. All 3 running backs, I'm pretty sure, had a touchdown for them.
Ramondre didn't score.
Oh, Ramondre didn't score, but Gibson and
he killed my parlay because he didn't score.
Yeah, Gibson and Henderson scored. Ramondre, he brought him down there, but then
they just took him out, and they were like, yeah, he has fumble trouble, and he was like minus 200 anytime. Like, yeah, sure, that's why they're pulling him out.
Drake May scored a rushing touchdown. So it was kind of like a rival moment for Drake May. It felt like I know a lot of pundits around the league, fantasy guys are banging the table. Drake May's here. I don't know if it's just because he played the shitty-ass Panthers. They have to do something. Like, there was a moment in that game, I think it was 4th and 3, and Bryce just threw it out of bounds. It's like it kind of looks like he's just given up. Like, the emotion on the sideline is not there. He's just like no emotion, and that's just like a beaten down.
Well,
guy.
like I think it goes back to kind of like what I was saying is if you're a quarterback going out there. You have a nice drive. You know how to win. You know how to what you can complete and when you can't. At this point, it's week 4, or week 3, whatever. You already know your limitations, and you know that maybe the play call you hear it and you're just like, I'm gonna have to roll out and get sacked again. Like, God, come on. And there's like no audible. You got to audible the entire route, like all the receivers.
He's not even like a good enough quarterback too.
Yeah, I don't think he can call his own plays still. I doubt it. They probably let him just audible to run.
It's like Canales isn't showing like if these are the plays that Canales is calling and he's not audibling. These are like also not very good plays towards like what you're saying after like the first scripted drive. It's kind of like what's going on?
It's just like I think they're probably good plays, but for like a decent team. I think he's just like out coaching himself or maybe like he's overestimating the team's ability, or he's just like instead of playing safe football, he's like, no, we're gonna pretend like we're good and then just get destroyed. And then he's like, well, I can't back down now. We're gonna get back to the.
I think it's hard coming from Tampa, where you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. He had Bucky, or I don't know. He didn't have Bucky, but. He still had pieces. Rashad White was still a good running back. And then you go to Carolina, where your wide receiver 2 is Xavier Legette or Renfro, I guess, because Legette's hurt. That's like from going wide receiver 2 to Godwin
Coker,
to Legette.
Who wasn't playing like everybody.
Or Jimmy Horn Jr. It's like maybe that's why these plays aren't performing, like these play calls, just because it's like I don't want to say like.
I mean, you can have like Chris Godwin and Mike Evans who are like
make plays.
The craziest, but like it makes sense for the type of players that they have, you know. But like the Panthers, just none of the players have any nobody's known for anything.
Like Ted
there's
is
no
good,
nothing.
but he's a rookie.
You said what?
McMillan's good. He's good, but he's a rookie, so he's gonna have like those pains. Like Christian Gonzalez is a good corner. Kind of just locked him down. That's like understandable. But yeah, it's this week they play the Dolphins at home. Maybe they just play good at home. I guess we'll see. Dolphins kind of move to that game Monday night versus the Jets. Tyreek Hill with a gruesome knee injury out for the year.
I got one of our buddies sent me like a screenshot of it, and I was like, "What's wrong with that?" And he was like, "It's facing the wrong way."
That was me.
And I was like, "Oh, I see it."
You were trying to trade him. Me and Anton were having trade talks, and Anton's like, "Do you want Tyreek after the injury?" I was like, I don't think he's coming back."
I wasn't really paying attention, but I was just like, what? And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's."
But they beat the Jets. Jets are just kind of similar to the Panthers, just like dog shit right now.
There's more upside on the Panthers. I don't know why.
Really, the Jets have, I would say, better players.
Yeah, they suck so bad. Think about it. That's why. Because I'm like Garrett Wilson. For 2 years, we heard about Garrett Wilson getting good. It's like
he's still good. He's top 10.
He's good at getting 5-yard receptions that turn into maybe something.
That's how it should run. If you're a bad team, just feed your good players. Like
raise their stock, if anything.
Yeah, it's like Breece Hall still looked good.
Breece does look good. I'll say that.
Garrett Wilson looked good. Fields, he looks kind of meh, but he had that humongous touchdown run, which is like flashes. Panthers, it's like you're.
I don't know. Maybe you're right, but Panthers. I just
you're lucky if Panthers get a first down.
But the credit again, like you're still losing games in the end, and like the better team should be winning, or at least closer to winning. Like look less lost. I don't know. So it doesn't really matter.
Malik Washington should fill in for that Tyreek Hill role on the Dolphins. He's another like just speedster. They had some package plays for him already, but the real beneficiary is Waddle. He should kind of just go off now. He always just reminded me, I don't know if it's just the Dolphins thing, but Jarvis Landry, he's a guy, he can catch like 100 passes underneath.
Jarvis was slower, though. Yeah. That's the only problem.
But they
were like a
4.6,
I think, or 4.5.
Game, I think.
Yeah.
Because, Tyreek was the speed guy. Waddle's still fast, but he was more of the underneath kind of crossers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you mean.
So, yeah, maybe it's just the Dolphins jerseys. It's Dolphins were already in a rough way. They're 1-3 now after that Jets win, and this is only going to make things worse. Their defense still kind of sucks. Played better versus the Jets, but like you're saying, it's the Jets who kind of just don't have any identity besides having young, fast players. But they don't really play like
what I'm saying. This is literally you.
Their offense is like. Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's the play. Well, I think it's just Fields. Fields isn't the best quarterback.
And I agree, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like they just don't have.
There's just like the spice. The spice is missing. Like with the Lions, Lions got a lot of spice. They got they got players too.
They got it back.
The other Monday night game was the Broncos and Bengals. Broncos just kind of shot all over them. Browning is like the worst QB in the league. Mm-hmm. Might be. It's him or Bryce. Sorry to keep shitting on the Panthers.
Probably Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Wentz is pretty bad too.
No, but yeah. Well,
it sucks if you drafted Jamar Chase number 1 overall expecting another Triple Crown year because I think he had like under 50 yards.
Dude, he's missing a whole year of his career this year.
But it comes to say debate territory because to me, I think we had this debate or conversation week 1 of the pod was just like, good wide receivers, like greatest wide receivers.
Yeah, I think I said Jamar might be the best.
Yeah, at least like that we've seen since like college, like from college to the pros. But he can't, even with these backup guys, he's just not doing anything. And his teammate, Jefferson, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I think he had
he balling like that? Look up his stats.
This last game,
I keep hearing about him like turning it up. I'm pretty sure he did nothing for 2 weeks and then he just went off. But
he went off this past week. But the Vikings were down the whole game. He had 10 catches, 126 yards this last week. With Wentz, like we're saying, probably worst quarterback in the league.
Probably 11 completion.
Last game before this one, he had 5 catches, 75 yards. Week before that, 3 for 81.
So they're getting the ball to him. Okay, so
but
it's just not.
How good is Jefferson if he can't produce with the backup quarterback? Not to say he's bad, but compared to Chase to Jefferson, where Jefferson doesn't matter who. Like Sam Darnold balls out. He's still doing good with Wentz. Does that kind of change your mind in any sort of way from what we talked about a few weeks ago? Kind of seeing what we're seeing now.
No, because the Bengals, the offensive line is so bad. So many components are so bad to where like, what happened to T. Higgins? What's good?
He played.
Is he real?
Yeah.
He was still a real person.
He caught some passes. He got a good
field?
pass. He was like the only wide receiver who caught like a decent pass this past week.
I'm not surprised Jefferson had a 10-catch week. Jordan Addison's first game back, who actually he played well.
Yeah, their whole
so
like
like
their
they
numbers
look
were good.
decent, and I mean the team is good.
Higgins 3 catches, 32 yards.
But
This
also-
past week, Chase 5 catches, 23 yards.
Comparing Carson Wentz to like Browning's tough. Carson Wentz still decent, not a
been
good,
there.
but he's just he has experience. He's had flashes, but I don't know. No, I mean Jamar I think it might be also like another play calling thing.
Yeah, he was screaming at Zach Taylor this past game.
Just
on
get
the
him
sideline.
open, get him in space. I don't watch their games. They're never on. Well, maybe they are on Red Zone. I just don't pay attention.
Well, this one was Monday night.
Even better.
It was a doubleheader Monday night.
That was the second game.
Yeah.
I watched only the first game. I couldn't. I just
I had a
didn't feel
good
like having
split
two
screen.
monitors. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. Maybe I'll have a take on it next week.
I don't know. For me, it is kind of moving the needle. I've always been a Chase guy. Had him in fantasy his rookie year, year after. But yeah, it's like because quarterbacks they're gonna throw it if you're open. It's kind of just the name of the game. I know Broncos really good D. Surtain was probably just locking down Chase. Probably pretty good. That's not like a lot of great wide receivers get locked down by Surtain. But it's just it's just like there's no way you shouldn't be getting like at least 50 yards, especially if you're losing the whole game, where you're throwing the whole game.
Which again, that's just like matchups. Like why are you set your guy up to have a better, I don't know, better spot on the field, but also like have a quarterback that can get it out to him. You can throw 50-50. I feel like they're both safe players to throw 50-50 balls to. And I don't know if, again, I haven't watched I don't know if Browning was throwing 50-50s because maybe he doesn't see him open. He's just not allowing him to play elite football.
Something to think about. Let us know in the comments kind of what you think. Jefferson versus Chase. Is Jefferson kind of taking the crown back? We got 2 more games. Chiefs, Ravens. Kind of a super surprising result. Both teams were 1-2. Both teams needed a win. Not season on the line, but as early as you could say, like it was like a season-changing matchup, and the Chiefs just dominated.
They're back.
Yeah, I said a couple weeks ago, Chiefs were pretenders. Definitely made me eat my words. 2-0 since saying that.
Yeah.
They got Worthy back. Their offense scored like 37. They get Rashee Rice back here soon. And the Ravens, their defense, I guess, is just horrible now.
I don't know. Has it ever been that elite?
Yeah, sure.
Like
Last year,
like shutdown elite or like shootout elite? Because I feel like every time I watch the Ravens,
last year their defense was good.
Who was
sure.
good? Who was good on their team?
Hamilton, he's just their guy.
Oh, that's it.
Humphrey was decent last year. He's just like horrible now.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander, they
Hasn't
got
played.
him. He
hasn't played.
horrible. Like he played week 1, got burnt on like the game-winning drive, and then they said, he's hurt again. We're not going to play you anymore. I think it was just like a pseudo benching. And then now Lamar Jackson hamstring strain, out for 2 weeks or 3, and they're 1-3. It's kind of like a look yourself in the mirror moment. Do you go all in, or do you just kind of trade some pieces, prepare for next year? Their backup is Cooper Rush. He's not the worst backup in the world.
Dallas legend.
Yeah, he kind of played well for Dallas a couple years back.
I think I have him in fantasy this week. I picked him up just in case, but I think I might start Jenkins. But
And so they play the Texans, who are also 1-3. So it's another do or die moment for the Ravens. Do you kind of see them falling apart? Henry's kind of looking his age too. He is having some untimely fumbles.
The fumbles again. Did I cover that last week? Just running tall. It's just a big difference.
Big ass arms.
I think it's just he's not the team itself. I think is just not. They're a weird situation where they have Lamar, they have Henry, Zay Flowers was supposed to play better, but like that's it. And then it's kind of, you get in a scary situation where like your stars, people who are supposed to be stars, are underperforming. So now you're like completely, you're able to perform enough offensively because your best players are on offense, but even those guys don't have, like, it's not enough of a surrounding cast.
Like a big regression out of their stars on defense and on, like, Andrews. He's kind of just horrible now. Like, you saw it at the end of last year.
He's the only guy that's catching. He's the only guy that's catching now this year, except the week one he had some drops.
Yeah, I was about to say, the first couple weeks he was kind of nothing, but these past weeks he's stepped it up. Likely he's back from injury. Zay Flowers just kind of goes as Lamar goes. If Lamar's good that day, Zay Flowers is going to have a good day.
Is he supposed to be, like, elite? Or is he
Zay?
Yeah. I thought he was,
to me,
like,
he's
baller.
just like a Hollywood Brown, just repeat, because Ravens had Hollywood for those few years, and he's like, yeah, he's good. He's a fast guy, can catch, but he'll no-show games for sure. He's not like a Diggs in the past where he's like, I need 10 targets. He's not like that.
No.
But yeah, it's tough to see the Ravens making some noise, especially Steelers are doing good in the division. Well, I guess just the Steelers. But that's a huge. There's already 2 games behind, and Lamar's missing 2 or 3 more games. So it's hard for me to say the Ravens are going to make the playoffs at this point, unless they just lock it down.
I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. Mark my words, or like write it
Hot
down
take.
now. Yeah, I don't think the Ravens are making the playoffs. You're right. I think it's just too far gone, especially if Lamar unless Cooper. We'll see. Of course, I say this: Cooper Rush is gonna put up 6 touchdowns this week. Like, he's gonna ball out, like, go crazy. But I think it's gonna still be like short-lived.
Yeah, and
if
then
they succeed.
we're gonna give them the hot takes jinx, and they're just gonna win.
Yeah.
7 in a row. Speaking of win streaks, the Chiefs 2 in a row. I think you told me a couple years ago they had a 15-game win streak, but it was between seasons, but 15 games nonetheless, including like a Super Bowl win.
Mm-hmm.
So they're known to go on streaks. Maybe this is the beginning of their, they're going to take over the division. They play the Jags this week, so a decent matchup for them again to get back on schedule. Last game from last week, Sunday Night Football. The matchup everybody was wanting to watch, Packers, Cowboys, Micah Parsons revenge game, Jerry Jones revenge against Parsons. In terms of the game, it delivered 40-40. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
A tie is like the worst result in the world in terms of entertainment value, because it's like,
what are we doing here?
you're just getting edged all game and just going home.
Yeah. There's what I just don't understand why that's still part of like the NFL.
Yeah, college football, they took away ties.
How does that affect, how often is it? Do you have like 2 ties in the same division or something? I guess it would be 2 ties with division teams, but like enough to where like just play it out, win loss. Like a tie is such an insignificant like piece of your record to where like even for the playoffs, I don't think it ever is the deciding factor.
It's just like, yeah, it has.
I mean, it obviously has been, but to the point where it's like enough to keep around,
Yeah, I don't think we should have ties anymore as well. It was a scoregami, which was cool. 40-40's never happened before in the NFL. My big hot take this past week was that Parsons would have like a net neutral effect on the game, like no sacks, no game-winning plays. I don't know. You can call it a sack, but he tackled Dak at like the line of scrimmage in overtime. Dak would have ran it in. Would it have been a tie still? Kind of, we don't know.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm going to go half loss on that, just because, yeah, it was a weird play.
If you look at the next possession, I think the Packers scored a game tying field goal, and it was 12 seconds left.
No, it was the
play ended at 12 seconds.
I'm pretty sure it was 1 second.
Well, to like get everybody down to spike the ball.
No, that was so I was watching that, losing my mind, because Packers, they made a play. It was like the play ended around 12 seconds, but the clock was still going.
Yeah.
And they got to the line. It was like maybe 6 seconds left, and they didn't spike it. They called the play, and then the clock was still rolling. Incomplete pass. The ball was like hit the ground or was falling with 1 second left. And NFL doesn't do like point seconds, like 0.1, 0.2, but I guarantee you the clock stopped at like 0.2 seconds.
No. That's what I'm
And
saying.
They luckily got the field goal.
That tackle. It mattered.
It did matter.
It mattered. That sack did matter because I mean, looking at that drive, like.
Yeah, it was. But when you're down 7, you're gonna. I don't know. Play calling's gonna be a little different.
That's true. That's true.
How did you feel? I guess from the Packers coming off a loss, and then I guess going into the tie.
What I do like is Dobbs hat trick, right? No,
yeah,
he
had 3.
Hat trick.
Josh Jacobs had 2.
It's good offense. It shows it can get going. We have the weapons. They're kind of like back in, and it's also not like the guys you would expect. Like Golden's still. Don't know if he's got to show up a little bit more.
Wicks kind of didn't do much,
but it's better. Less, let's say conservative. Just like it was good, fun football.
Kraft is healthy now.
Really it's really hard to comment like on that because it was just like they scored 40. I mean, like, I can't complain. What I complained about last week, I can't complain. And they didn't lose. So maybe the defense needs work, but like before that it was like the best defense in the NFL in terms of points scored. So like what are we? It's just back and forth. We got to see this week. I'm happy with that performance. If anything, the offense looked. It's getting back in rhythm, you know.
Yeah, Packers on a bye this week, so you got a while to get that bad taste out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Kind of talking about some personal stuff. Me and Anton share a couple of fantasy leagues. In our main one, we devised a trade this past week. Looking back, or I guess not even looking back because it happened a few days ago, but the next day it kind of shattered the trade. But it ended up being Anton sent me Jaden Daniels and Travis Etienne and Rashid Shaheed, who ended up cutting.
I saw that. I was like, all
so
right.
Just Daniels and Travis Etienne. Is it Trevor or his brother's Trevor?
Travis. Just Etienne.
Etienne.
Yeah.
And then I sent Anton Purdy, Saquon, and Jamison Williams. It's a 2 QB league, so QBs are pretty valuable.
Yeah. It was my proposal. I wanted Purdy. I had him on my fantasy team, I think 2 years ago. I don't know. He's just good enough. My backup was Mac Jones. Like my other options were like I had no options. I mean, I have Josh Allen, but I had Daniels, but I wanted an upgrade at running back as well. So like, it worked out.
Anton had some. He had some good running backs, but they're all kind of like Breece Hall, Etienne, Judkins. Kind of, they're serviceable.
Yeah.
But they'll have their bad games.
If anything, trade.
And then the next day, Purdy announced not playing Thursday Night Football. His toe was worse than they thought, turf toe. I think after this long week, he'll probably be back. At least hopefully.
Well, he wasn't decided until like you said, like a day later, which is yesterday. A day later is yesterday. We
made a trade on Tuesday. Wednesday announced he's not playing. Neither is Pearsall, Juwan Jennings.
Which rest in peace that team. Rest in peace McCaffrey this week. I mean,
he's already leading the NFL in touches.
Yeah, and it's going to be a record to miss 500 touches in a game.
And I texted Anton, I'm so sorry, because it kind of just like I don't know. It is 1 week, but every week matters kind of in fantasy.
Yeah. And I'm 1-2. Yeah. Right?
2-2. It's week 5 this week. So you're 2-2.
No, I think I might be 1-3.
But yeah.
But it is just I am 2-2.
Now everyone's saying I scammed Anton. We colluded because I'm 3-1. I guess what are your thoughts?
No, I mean it was a trade I wanted. I don't understand. Like I was never gonna be against that trade, and I also know that he does. You literally the trade you sent. I mean, we're gonna mention the Chris Olave.
I did another trade, yeah. Chris Olave for Chase Brown,
which I was like, dude, he's terrible. Like that's not a good. Like the upside for Olave is way higher than for Chase Brown.
Because
Chase Brown is just
like shitty offense wide receiver versus shitty offense running back.
Yeah, but that's where I'm like, I have a response. I'm like, okay, there is definitely like some kind of inequality on one of the sides, but with this one, I was just like, all right. I mean, it looks good. I get a.
Anton also had Tyreek Hill go down.
Yeah, that's another.
So he needed another wide receiver. So between like if you look on paper, Purdy doesn't get hurt. I think it was pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just kind of
it's 1 week. Jaden Daniels also wasn't. Was he confirmed active this week?
Yeah,
Before the trade, he was confirmed active. Like I'm saying now, we know, but I don't think he was.
Yeah, I don't think
Was he?
before they said he was playing for sure. But yeah, it was Wednesday, the day of doom.
Could happen.
But so let us know in the comments, what do you think about that trade as well? Who do you think won? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, before, but if Purdy played, who do you think won the trade?
Yeah.
That's always fun to talk about. A lot of injuries in fantasy this year so far as well, especially with wide receivers.
I mean, Neighbors went down, and I'm pretty sure I won last week. Was it in our league? No, I might have won in a different league, but literally because Neighbors went down.
Yeah, it was
with 4 points. I was like, all right, damn.
Tyreek went down. Like Burrow's already gone. Daniels missed some time. So
Lamar.
and the waiver wire is already pretty fucked up as well. There's like scraps available. You're fighting for Wan'Dale Robinson or Darius Slayton.
Yeah.
So good luck. If you had drafted CDs is out too. So if you drafted high wide receivers this year, you're kind of fucked. I saw someone had this exact team. They had Lamar. It was James Conner. They had CD, Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, and then a couple other guys. But it was like
I don't know if that could possibly be real. How fucking stupid is your league to let you get all of that on one? This is like a two-man league.
It was just like, it was probably just for clicks, but it was like, dang.
Yeah, that would be tough. I'm sure. You're right. I've seen some crazy lineups in random leagues where people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like a family league. It's like or all girls league. They're just picking the hottest players or something, and you're like the only guy in the league.
I remember seeing this jersey, like just a bunch of little kids or something. I don't know.
So yeah, a lot of good luck in fantasy football. So kind of just talking about what we are looking at this next week. It's the first week of buys. Also kind of plus injuries kind of fucks fantasy football out. You have Atlanta, the Bears, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh all on buys. So no Bijan, Rome Odunze, Josh Jacobs. So like I said, good luck out there, kids. It's going to be a tough one, especially once these buys
It's going to be a boring week too.
Start going. Yeah, it's what it sucks about the middle part of the year. Because like the first couple weeks, especially red zone, you're getting like 10 games going at the same time.
Yeah. It's like almost too much, but like at least it's
almost
non-stop. There's literally no pausing,
now
no
it's
replays.
Be like maybe 6 games at a time at max. Yeah. We have another London game, or I guess another international game. It's in London this week. Vikings, kind of talked about it earlier, Vikings-Browns. Vikings have put up some shitter performances, so I have no idea what to expect. I said last week it would be a good game. Kind of wasn't. This one should be a good game just in terms of closeness, just because they're both two defensive kind of minded teams, both with new quarterbacks, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Look out for
what's McCarthy's timeline?
So they have this game and then they have a bye. So I think they're expecting after the bye. Kind of skipped over Thursday Night Football on accident. Rams and 49ers
tonight.
Kind of highlighted Mac Jones starting. I think DeMarcus Robinson and Kendrick Bourne are their starting wide receivers.
I almost picked up Bourne.
Tongs, however you say his name, starting tight end. I don't think this episode will come out pre Thursday Night Football, so I'm not going to give a hot take on the game per se. But I do like Tonjes anytime touchdown just because they got to throw somebody.
I say McCaffrey. This is a hot one. McCaffrey anytime.
I was looking at that. It's just tough because he sucks at running the ball now. I don't know if you've seen those stats. He has like maybe 3 yards per carry, maybe lower. Their offensive line's not the greatest, but still, McCaffrey, I don't know, he might have lost his step in that regard. But he's still like receiving back, mismatch versus any linebacker. So
I don't know. Still catching touchdowns.
It's going to be his usage rate. I don't know. They have to manage it somehow because just the injury history added in catching like 10 passes a game, running 10 plus times a game. It's not sustainable at all. No. And I know Jacob, his team name is Please McCaffrey Stay Healthy. So maybe he's like putting a good curse on him right now. What's the opposite of a curse?
Blessing.
Yeah, he's giving him his blessings. So I think everyone expects kind of a Rams blowout, just because yeah, it's like, I don't know. And there's no Nick Bosa for the 49ers.
Dude, they're just done. I don't know. Their training staff needs to go, man.
Yeah, because it happens every year for the 49ers.
They gave Ayuk all the money.
Purdy's hurt. Ayuk tore his ACL last year. It's like,
and they still paid him.
Yeah.
They paid him and he tore his ACL.
Yeah, I think
they paid him and then
first.
Still is just not playing.
But it was like he missed the whole training camp. I think.
Yeah, he sat out. Sat out, was useless for like 2 weeks. Tore his ACL and it was like, all right,
those reps. Your body needs those reps, especially football. Man, football is the worst sport for you, I guess. And we're kind of moving on. A couple other marquee matchups: Eagles, Broncos. Eagles still undefeated. Broncos, they kind of started slow, but they're kind of hitting their stride. Bo Nix had some good plays, good passes to Sutton this past week. Marvin Mims had another good touchdown. Seems like Sean Payton's kind of learning what to do with these players. Dobbins, 100 yards rushing. R.J. Harvey had a good long receiving touchdown.
Do you know where it is?
I don't. I can look it up real quick.
If it's in Denver, I think it's Eagles.
Yeah, Mile High is just
final humbling moment. I think
it's a good home field advantage.
Yeah.
You never really kind of realize Denver until you get there, how it affects you. But no, it's in Philly. So it looks to me, it feels like Philly's just going to keep on rolling. Them and the Bills are the only undefeateds left, 4-0. We got Bucks, Seahawks. Those are both kind of weird teams to me because they're at least –
was it ex-Panther quarterbacks?
Yeah, that is true. I didn't realize that. I did see that someone asked Baker yesterday, after practice press conference, he's like, do you and Darnold just look back on the good old Carolina days? And he was like, what?
He's like, look back at what?
Yeah. And he was like, no, absolutely not. But yeah, the offenses don't feel that great, but they have a quarterback and a wide receiver, or JSN or Ibuka. And the defenses, on paper, they're not amazing, but they play well together. Two defensive head coaches. I'm going to go hot take, go under on that one. I don't even know what the spread is, but
I bet it's 48.
It is 45.5. Yeah, dang. I feel like under on that one. Seahawks, all their games besides the Saints game, it's pretty close games.
I don't know if we're gonna follow the same trend that the Bucks have been on, where they go down 30 points and then score another 30 to try to come back. I say hit the over all the way.
Baker almost had his 4th game-winning drive in 4 games.
I was like, please, just for the sake of it, let him do it.
But did you see the pick he threw?
No.
Oh, man,
I think I might have
it was the goofiest pick in a while. Baker rolling out to his right. He shook a D lineman. He's looking. He throws it right to the Eagles player in the end zone. It wasn't even like there's he mossed the wide receiver. It was like there's no one else he could have caught it.
It's okay.
But then they ended up getting another drive, I think, but both drives ended up failing. Eagles just look like a house right now. They have those new plays out of that tush-push formation. They had, I think, 2 to Goddard, one was like an underhand throw, and then they had a nice little outside run to Saquon because everyone was stacking the box. To me, it was just the Eagles saying kind of fuck you to the NFL because they tried to ban the tush push last year. They're probably going to try again this year.
It's just a formation, though, at this point. That's the problem.
They say it's unfair, et cetera, et cetera.
The play itself, I hate it. But I think at that point you're looking at just like every single time a quarterback sneak became something, or like a straight up just any run up the middle where it's like a 1 yard situation. Peyton Manning had a rushing touchdown off of that, or it was a rushing touchdown. He just rolled out. But like it's just the same formation, I think. But I don't like it. But I mean,
obviously, if the offensive line is like false starting, like we've seen some of those clips where they move before the ball moves, that's illegal.
Yeah, if it's dirty, but
the formation itself, the play itself, if you can't beat it, then just do it yourself. I don't know,
or just never allow them a 3rd and 1.
Steelers did it with the tight end, tush push.
Yeah,
even if your quarterback's not a big dude, you can run it with the tight end. We've seen that over the last couple of years.
It's just a quarterback sneak, or just like I guess whatever, some kind of sneak,
short yardage play.
Yeah. It's nothing new. It's just they've just been getting away with cheating on it.
Kind of moving on. Got Commanders, Chargers, another good matchup. Daniels is finally back after he twisted his knee up a little bit. Chargers looking to bounce back after losing to the Giants. That's another game. I have no idea what to expect. The Commanders' defense isn't that great, at least so far this year. I think the Falcons just dropped 30 on them last week. But the Chargers' defense has been good, but the Commanders have been without Daniels. Terry's probably going to be out. I don't know if it's going to be like a game to get back.
I think Terry might be coming back.
Really?
Yeah, I think I saw something about that.
This last week. Now they're saying Debo is a little banged up.
Mm.
It's not looking great. Eckler's already up for the Commanders. Not that he's like a huge needle mover. But yeah, hopefully I'm eyeing a Chargers bounce back game. But it also wouldn't surprise me if it was like a low scoring Commanders game winning field goal. I think that one's going to be a tight matchup regardless. Kind of similar to the Broncos game a couple weeks back where it was kind of back and forth, 23-21 or something like that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think the Chargers win though.
Harbaugh's he's a good coach, so I think he'll have him fired up. Like
after that loss, I think they're gonna
bounce back. Games are always, at least with the good coaches, good coach teams, they always usually come back.
A good team with a good coach losing to a shit team with a shit coach. You get fired up after that. You probably want to go out there. It's easy to motivate. You're right. I'm just agreeing with you. There's so many other things.
It's kind of off topic, but did you see the Amon-Ra stuff from this past weekend?
Him playing 2K?
Yeah,
playing 2K at 3 in the morning.
He was playing 2K I guess Sunday morning, like 3-4 a.m. before they played the Browns. And I actually saw a clip of because him and his brother have a podcast, the St. Brown podcast.
Packers legend.
He was asking him. He's like, "Was that true?" Basically, and he's like, "I'm gonna say no comment, but off the record, it might have been a trap game." So he's just like the rest of us. I don't know. It's funny. He's just a dude. Like people lose sight of the fact that NFL players, athletes are just humans too.
28-year-olds.
They're just a bunch of dudes.
Literally our age, just out there.
So that's just funny to think about. Talking about bouncing back, good coach teams. We have some good marquee. I don't know. I keep saying marquee. We have some good games for the night games. Sunday night and Monday night. Sunday night got the divisional Bills versus Patriots. They're both wearing their rivalry jerseys. Bills are all white. Patriots have a good one too.
Is it the all red?
No, it's not this year. I can pull up a picture, but it's like we were talking about earlier. Drake May is kind of here. This is the first matchup for the Patriots versus the Bills this year. Yeah, they're kind of clean. Just not navy, but kind of gray blue.
Dude, it's like the Seahawks, like OGs.
Yeah, they're pretty clean. Like I think people are pretty divisive on it, but the Bills will have because it was like the last week's Thursday night was the rivalry. Their Cardinals had the end zone painted like the sun. I wonder what the Bills are going to do this week for that.
We'll see.
Not really nervous.
It's snow in there.
Bills always play good versus the Pats, at least since Josh Allen's came on. And I don't know. I just don't think the Patriots are that good of a team.
No, they're not.
Their defense has some holes. Their offense, their wide receivers are kind of just meh besides Diggs. But he's coming off a big injury. Like I said, not really too worried. But you also said that before the Browns game and the Cowboys game. Or I think it was the Cowboys game. So I don't want to jinx it. But I predict the Bills win. Josh Allen, he usually does his thing. James Cook's rolling as well.
Yeah. That's an easy one.
The last game is Chiefs-Jags. It's kind of I don't know. There's no really wood.
That's the legs on the couch.
Monday night, Chiefs-Jags. Jags are a surprising team this year. They're 3-1 as well. Just beat the 49ers that we mentioned, 26-21. They had the Buccaneers play caller come be their head coach, Liam Cohen. Their offense, Lawrence isn't really asked to do a whole lot, but he's got him playing pretty good. ETN's had a good year so far. I think he's the only running back over 6 yards per carry. But he's not like a bell cow. They always bring in two in, or they have another guy that they bring in sometimes too. But yeah, this is like a good test for the Chiefs, especially the Chiefs O-line, because at least versus the 49ers, the Jags were rushing the passer. Purdy had little to no time, was rushing throws, turning the ball over. Yeah, it was like at the end they had like the strip sack. He just took it out of Purdy's hands. So if that's the Jags that we get versus the Chiefs, I don't know. Chiefs are going to be hard pressed. But the Chiefs have a good defense themselves.
Yeah, and they're a team that can adjust. They're a team that the coaching is good. So like you said, the pass rush. I don't think the pass rush will affect Mahomes enough.
It's
consistently
in
enough.
Jacksonville. That's one of the kickers.
I mean, was it going to rain? Is that the only benefit they have?
I don't know. Home field is always good. It's not as big as it used to be in the NFL, but it's still, you can't be mad at having home field.
No, I agree.
But the spread is 3.5 Chiefs. It's pretty low spread, given, Chiefs are the Chiefs. But like I said, Jags are playing good.
How many rushing yards the defense gives up on the Chiefs? Because then in that case, they might have a field day. But
no, last week Chiefs played the Ravens. Derrick Henry really didn't do much.
They gave him like 7 carries or something.
Yeah, Justice Hill was the guy who went crazy.
Yeah.
He had 3 carries for 76 yards. But it was kind of like the end of the game. I don't know. But yeah, if the Chiefs can get ahead, like a good lead, 10-point lead, make the Trevor Lawrence have to make plays. He's like the most average quarterback in the NFL to me. He's kind of like just like
it's not bad.
Young Alex Smith, not in the terms of play style, but just like overall rating, like Madden rating, just like an 80 overall.
You could coach him into a really good game. He's probably not going to he's not going to audible like 2-minute drill down the field.
Yeah, he's not like Baker dog mentality.
Yeah,
but he's a big athletic guy.
He'll get the ball there.
Big arm. But I think like Brian Thomas is having a horrible year so far. It's like he's not a guy that will make wide receivers per se. Yeah. Like during Brian Thomas's insanity run last year, it was Mac Jones throwing to him. Interesting to think about it tonight with McCaffrey, but yeah, I don't really. That's kind of a weird one. I think that's one of the games I'm looking forward to for sure, just to get another. I don't know, as we gather more games, more data, more nuanced opinions on teams. But yeah, the Jags, I don't know, they look decent. It's surprising to say.
It's one of those teams. I don't know. I think the Chiefs rolled through.
Let me see what their wins are.
Start their run to the playoffs.
I know they beat the 49ers.
Which at this point is just a name.
Chiefs?
49ers.
Oh. Nah, they're 3-1 too.
It's just a name. Like tonight.
I guess
it's not really.
Oh, tonight, yeah.
Like half the team's hurt. They have enough stars to where they can win, but it's also like it's not.
Yeah, looking at the Jags wins, kind of bad wins. Panthers, Texans, and 49ers.
Wow.
They lost to the Bengals after Burrow went down, which is like kind of reasonable because I don't know. I feel like when backups come in the middle of the game, they always kind of just show off, show out.
Yeah.
If I had to go hot take territory, I was looking at it earlier. I would say the Chargers spread 2.5. I feel good about that. The under I mentioned earlier for the Tampa Bay Seahawks. And I always like doing 3-leg parlays, so I'll say one more. Cowboys 2.5 versus the Jets. Jets just suck ass. Cowboys look decent, so it's kind of. But it's at MetLife, so anyone could get hurt.
Yeah.
So it's like a kind of a. Like I don't want to say that. Like I'm not rooting for injuries by any means, but that field they have to do something.
Yeah, it's just. I mean that's really the whole thing. Is just what are we doing here at this point? Like every single time, it's always a star too. Which is crazy.
It is always like the star player.
Yeah.
Do you have any hot takes you want to go after this week?
I would go Geno Smith anytime.
Rushing touchdown?
Yeah.
He plays. Who do the Raiders play? I think we talked about it before we went on.
I've been thinking about it, and I can't remember.
The Colts.
Yeah, Geno anytime because half the Colts defense retired.
Yeah, Xavier Howard retired yesterday. He's the one who was guarding Puka mainly during that game, Colts-Rams. That was another good game we kind of skipped over. But yeah, Puka had 170 receiving yards, and the guy covering him retired. That's kind of like, it's just like, and Colts are good. They're 3-1.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know. I guess he was like, they were gonna bench him or probably something, and he was like, "Fuck that, I'm out."
So yeah, Gino anytime.
It's a big one. It's a big hot take.
I would say HN anytime and a Chuba anytime.
I forgot actually. I'll take away. Oh, I'll give you guys another pick because I forgot earlier. The Dolphins are -1.5. I would feel comfortable even taking the -2.5 versus the Panthers. Panthers are at home, but
Minus what? I guess their estimate needs to be that bad.
I guess Tyreek Hill's out, so they don't know what to expect.
He didn't do anything for 2 weeks. Why do they think he's such an impact player? You just put Waddle at 1, and then just swap him
just
in
like,
out for the deep routes with Malik Washington.
He's a legendary wide receiver. He's a game changer.
But they're treating it like a Madden overall like downgrade. It's like it's adjustable, but he is crazy. But it's not like
it's
like they went from like a 99 to like an 85.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. -1.5. What?
That was
the
my
hell?
main hot take. Forgot about it. Remembered it. Thank goodness.
All right, well,
for you guys, smash that Dolphins line.
Yes.
You could even get an extra point and improve your odds a little bit. I think. I don't know. For me, it's hard to see the Panthers winning that game.
Yeah. I mean, if not, I'm assuming just hit both.
Take a loan out of the bank.
Yeah.
Put it all on Dolphins spread.
Yeah.
I think, like I said last week, I went 1-1 on my hot takes. Trey Benson he went over on his catches, but Parson had that sack, if you can call it a sack.
Stats do.
So I like keeping track. I think since we've started, I'm 5-2 or 4-2 on hot takes. So not a horrible record. I'll have to look back at yours.
I gotta look back at mine too.
I think you're like.
I could probably just look at my bet slip whenever I get my phone down.
I think you're like 2-2 maybe.
No. It's always something stupid.
Well, yeah, your Packers all receivers getting 3 catches.
That was crazy. One of them died.
Yeah, Jaden Reed got hurt.
Yeah.
It kind of ruined it, but Golden's just kind of ass. But yeah, hopefully we had some hot takes this evening or this afternoon, unless you agree, of course. This is Alex signing out until next week.
Yeah. Have a good night or day, whatever.
Anton, no bathroom breaks this week.
No bathroom breaks.
If you bet the over, you lost 1.5. See you guys.